Everyone, and thank you for taking time to watch this short presentation about heat stroke. This slideshow is meant to be educational and to inform caregivers how to prevent a tragedy. Kids die in hot cars. The truth about heat stroke. It can happen to anyone. Brought to you by the Mother and Child Health Coalition and Safe Kids Metro KC. Did you know that in 2013, over 37 unattended children in the United States lost their lives in overheated vehicles? Were you aware that 2 children have already perished in 2014? It has not even reached summer temperatures. In fact, heat stroke can occur in temperatures as low as 57 degrees. When you think about it, it's pretty scary, and it should make caregivers think twice before they leave a child in a car, even to just run into the store for a quick errand. It is never okay to leave a child in the car. When it's 80 degrees, a car can reach deadly temperatures in just 10 minutes. Rolling down the windows and parking in the shade will not prevent the rapid increase in temperature. Most people, when they hear about a child being left in the car, will think that they could never do that. But there's a common factor in many of these deaths, and that is that the caregiver becomes distracted. For example, there's a man in Texas who is taking his children to school, which he normally doesn't do. After dropping off the older kids, and en route to the daycare, he has to go through a detour, which takes him by his normal work. He forgets the babies in the back seat, and the baby's left in the car all day and ends up losing their life. New parents are overtired and are trying to figure out their schedule, and it can be very difficult. It is important that the caregivers have a plan in place. Over half the deaths related to heat stroke in the car because a child was forgotten. The other important thing to realize is that 29% of the cases the child was playing and got in the car on their own. That is why it's necessary to talk to children and tell them that the car is not a toy. Always lock your vehicle and roll the windows up when the car is parked. Heat is a very dangerous thing, and there are a few reasons why children are more at risk. A child's body absorbs heat more quickly on a hot day than an adult's. Kids are not as capable of cooling themselves down, and therein lies the danger. Even if a child does not have to lose their life in a car, a high temperature can do permanent brain damage. 87% of children who died in cars are ages 3 and below. Other older children are generally more equipped to either tell the caregiver that something is wrong or better able to get out of the car on their own. Heat stroke begins when the core body temperature reaches 104 degrees and the thermoregulatory system is overwhelmed. A core body temperature of about 107 is lethal. The symptoms of hypothermia or heat stroke are as follows. A child's skin will be red, hot, and moist or dry. The child will not be sweating because the system is overwhelmed. They may have a strong rapid pulse or a slow and weak pulse depending on what stage of heat stroke the child is in. As the body begins to shut down, the heart rate will also decelerate. The child might have a throbbing headache, dizziness, and nausea. These symptoms are not just from being left in a hot car. On a hot day, a child will overheat quickly, especially if they play sports. They are susceptible to heat stroke. It is important to watch your child closely and look for these symptoms in addition to if they start acting confused, being grouchy, or acting strangely, because those are warning signs that the child might be overheating. If the child is overheated, cool them down quickly. Give them some ice water and cool them down with a hose. As I mentioned before, 52% of these deaths are due to caregivers forgetting the child, so it's important to have a plan in place to remind the caregiver. A change in routine can have lethal consequences, but not if you follow these simple steps. First, never leave your child unattended in a vehicle, not even for a few minutes. Second, make a habit of looking in your vehicle before you lock the door. If you cannot remember to do this every time you park, force yourself to look in the back seat by leaving your purse, briefcase, or cell phone in the back seat. Another good tip is having good communication with your child's daycare. Let them know if you're going to be late and inform them when your child will be arriving each day. If your child is not at daycare within 30 minutes of their scheduled time, ask them to give you a quick call, just as a reminder to make sure that there's nothing wrong. Be aware that the dangers of hot cars will also act as a prevention, because you will know that your child could have bad results. Also, if you see a child unattended in a car, call 911 right away. Getting involved is easy and beneficial to the community. The Mother and Child Health Coalition and Safe Kids Metro KC are hoping to host events to illustrate how quickly a car temperature can reach lethal levels. Participating in these events and telling your friends and family the dangers of hot cars will be a step in the right direction. We want to increase the message by supporting a window cleaning effort, and you can buy a bumper sticker on the website in the comments below. The clings are a reminder to other motorists to remember that they have children in their car. We also want to get the message to the public through television and radio. Knowledge is power, and the more people who know about these dangers, the less likely a caregiver will forget a child is in the car. These deaths are 100% preventable, so let's all do our part in ensuring that they don't happen in our town. The Mother and Child Health Coalition is on Facebook. If you want to know more about our organization, or if you want to donate to the cause, you can follow the link in the comment of this video. You can also follow us on Twitter to get updates and stay informed about safety, not just about heat stroke. You can also join the national Twitter campaign by using the hashtag heatstroke and following them at nhtsa.gov. Thank you for watching this presentation, and I hope that it was eye-opening. Let's make sure that no child has to suffer a premature death because we are overtired or distracted. Take the necessary steps to protect the children and help get the word out.